Hello, everyone. Welcome to Secret Volume Werewolf Game .50 Mac Edition. This time we're all playing with all our friends and nothing else. We're fading away all the time. So, Anton has recently come back after his long talk with a certain somebody. For the ST, she can look at my blue booking of how that talk went. So, as he gets back in, he's kind of just rubbing his face, that tired rub. He didn't sleep very well, probably like about 3-4 hours if he was lucky. So as he drives back from the lockbox, it's pretty secure up, pulling all the way down to the mansion. That tired, when you haven't got a lot of sleep and you're tired and everything is just tiredness. So he gets out of the car, he does that stretch that I have not, oh God. And then we just immediately start walking in the mansion, like heading to immediately go get 2 things, 1 food, actually 3 things, 1 food, coffee, and then beer, or maybe a fusion of the 2, coffee, beer. But he's just shrugging off his jacket, probably immediately going down to the basement to clear out just the basic food. Like he just grabs something that's just edible, nothing, and he's not going to cook anything. Fuck that. That requires effort. My tired body does not need effort at the minute. So once he gets that, he just gets the coffee, gets the fucking one of the whiskey bottles and just pours it in. I think there you go. Now I'll feel a bit more hate-filled. So with his Irish coffee, because he does have some Irish blood in him, fuck it. He goes back out up the stairs, trot, 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 trot. Immediately sets out to the main hall where his boards are, where his conspiracy boards is this, with all the pictures of the train yard that he's after. No, anyone cannot have Irish coffee, Katie. This is our thing. So anyway, he sits down on the chair, puts his cigarettes there, puts the food there, puts the Irish coffee there, rubbing his face, that ruffling through his hair. It is getting a bit in the shaggy side. He might trim it in a few weeks. It's still nice. But as he lights the cigarette and just rubs his face, he kind of leans back, taking a bite of whatever, I don't know what the fuck it is, whatever leftovers it is, and then kind of closes his eyes and just lets out that breath, because this has been long, and as he starts to think about various things.
Wendy had a considerably better night than Anton. She's come home with a new hat. And she's been going about her day. And it when she comes in the room with the mystery boards, it's almost like she wasn't quite expecting to find Anton there. She takes the hat off and has a seat. How was your night?
Productive. Yeah. Lights the cigarette finally.
Mommy, I should get in the window. Why would you close the window?
Good. I need some advice.
I should get in my mailbox.
And
it's too much.
I know some of the questions I'm gonna ask you're probably not gonna want to answer.
Now let's get my Happy Meal. Oh, thank you.
But
oh my God.
I need to ask them, because I can't keep going on like this.
Uh-huh.
You How did you know where the line was with what you were willing to do to save Jane?
The line.
When it stopped being...
It's snowing again.
When it
What
stopped...
are you on about, Wendy? What line?
I can't just do anything to get my sister back. That puts all of us at risk.
Uh-huh.
But and then she takes a minute to light up a cigarette of her own. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, besides a situation where we wouldn't get her back at all, or getting her back wouldn't be likely. When does it stop being in my interest and her interest?
What do you mean? He just looks over at her very blankly, just staring at her. What does that even mean?
And she goes silent for a minute, smokes her cigarette for a while.
Because you're dancing a lot. Or on what you actually want to ask me. So why don't you stop trying to operate on a level that you can't understand and actually ask me?
When I think about what it would take for me to stop, for me to leave her.
Leave her.
The thing that it would take for me to give up, basically, would be finding her and finding her with the spirals and being told the only way to get her back is if I hand myself over.
So you'd give up. Is that what you're telling me?
In that situation, would I even be getting her back?
What do you think, Wendy? So let me just stop you. You have basically told me that if you come up to a situation where they dangle your sister out for you like a piece of meat, you're going to kneel down and supplicate. Why are you talking to me about this? Do you think that I would understand? That I would agree?
I know the more desperate I am to get her back, more dangerous I am to me and everyone else here.
So you're just going to give up on her? Write her off?
No,
That's what you're telling me.
no. I'm trying. I'm trying to figure out when I need to stop.
Stop what, Wendy? Because you're not making a lot of sense. Right now, you've just told me that you'll throw down for them the second you find out something you don't like. So, if anything, what you need to stop is to stop thinking like as if you are going to not be able to deal with the first hurdle that comes at your feet. Because to me, they've already won with you by this point, if that's the attitude.
If I don't know when I need to let this go for my own good and hers, how are we going to be safe, Anton?
You keep acting as if you're going to just give up and throw down, or you must obsessively pulse and chase through it. There's no middle ground with you, is there? Ever. There's no realism to it at all. Things are not always black and white, Wendy. There are many shades of gray. And the sooner you realize that, the easier it will be.
What do you think I should do?
Listen, Wendy, to what I'm telling you and stop assuming things because I'm growing tired of you telling me how weak you are. I'm getting real tired of it. The more you tell me, oh, I'm going to give up. Oh, woe is me. Do you really think I want to hear about how you're going to give up the second the spirals throw an obstacle in your way, whether it's real or imaginary? Is that what I want to hear from you? Do you think that fills me with confidence? Does that fill me with trust in your capability? The fact that I can't rely on you. Or the fact that I can't rely that once you set your mind to something, the second you approach a hurdle, you'll give up on it. How can I trust you with a delicate mission which requires attention and detail and commitment?
I'm trying to be more dependable.
Are you?
And a break.
I am.
Are you?
I am.
How? By telling me what you can't do. How does that
No.
make you dependable?
I'm not.
Hey, another.
I'm trying to keep the needs of everyone in mind as I'm trying to do this.
Mm-hmm. But it must be all or nothing with you, right? You can never keep your own needs and our needs in balance. That's what I'm seeing.
Anton, I'm trying to find the balance.
That's not what it looks like to me. And you keep pressing for a solution without sacrificing everything else. It's like you have, if you make this decision, you have to sacrifice everybody else, everything else. It must be all or nothing, all the time. How is that trying to become dependable? If anything, it makes you a liability. The part where I'm confused on is why do you keep thinking I'll understand?
Will you have AirPods? Will?
I thought you'd understand this because of what you were willing to do for Jay.
Oh, really? You thought I'd understand this because of what I was willing to do for Jane. There's like a sec where Anton just fixes you with a stare. Doesn't say anything, but just stares at you. Examine me and what I did to get Jane better, and then examine yourself. I didn't compromise the importance of anyone and their needs, Wendy. Or I didn't compromise this place to get my beta back on her feet. I used what I needed to do to get what I needed to get. But I didn't compromise anybody, nor did I lay down and give up when the going got tough. I learned to balance it. So, while the comparison is apt in your twisted morality of the world, don't make it when you're trying to understand mine. Because it will not end well for your mind, let alone your body. So what are you trying to make me understand, Wendy? Because from what I can see, it sounds like desperation mixed with ignorance that you won't listen to.
I need help trying to find the balance, Anton.
And what have you done and said to me that warrants me trying to help you?
Meow, 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 meow.
I'm lost, Anton. I let Bill extort me. You pointed out to me that if I kept acting that way, I was going to get myself killed.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to die to get her back, I'm okay with that.
Are you?
But I don't want anyone else to.
Are you? Because that sounds like a lie to me. You're not willing to die, Wendy. You would have done so already or made the point of proving that. If anything, you've shown that you're willing to compromise who you are. You're willing to go the easy route. You're willing to do these things, which shows no dedication or clarity. You don't listen. You won't want to listen. And you sit here and then try to make me understand. When I have pointed out things to you, and you still don't see. So in reality, Wendy, who's the one? At what point do I stop trying to help you? At what point do you realize that you're being helped? And at what point do you realize that all this has been you trying to tell me that you can't handle the pressure of what we're doing? Because you let Bill extort you. You also managed to tell me in so many words that you would betray me and my people at the first chance you got for your sister. To compromise. I'm not finished. You also then stated that you would not be loyal to us for that. And now you sit here and then try and say, I need you to help me. And then expect me just to ease you in. Because it must be one extreme or the other with you. When I have done so much to keep you safe. So Wendy, when are you going to stop assuming and start seeing and listening? Because when that day comes, then you might finally actually stop being lost.
Is that what you really see here? You see me cracking under the pressure?
It's what you give and what you do. You crack all the time under the pressure. And then you come to me saying, I need help. Why are you here if you're not cracking? Why are you saying you need my help? And then give me the haughty reply. You telling me you're lost, but yet, oh no, you can't be cracking under the pressure. Which is it, Wendy? Which is it? Are you cracking under the pressure and lost, or are you capable? Let's play your game. And he just turns, facing her directly, like whirling his chair around so he looks at you directly. Which extreme is it?
Oh, Wendy puts out the cigarette that she's at this point. She's pretty much let it burn down. She just puts it out in the ashtray.
Got bueno for you.
Should
I get a meal?
Fuck. I am cracking, aren't I?
Naruto doesn't answer, he just watches you.
I think the way I fought last night is proof of that.
What way did you fight, Wendy? What are you trying to prove to me here?
I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying to be less selfish, to take everyone else into account.
Are you?
Yes.
Where are the duckies?
And how did you do that just now? By coming to tell me that, Anton, if the spirals dangle my sisters out in a piece of meat, I'm going to just bow down and die. How is that serving the needs of everybody? How is that serving my needs? How is that serving Jane or any of the rest of them? Because now I have to worry about fixing you. Now we have to always worry about you. Worry about Wendy. Can Wendy handle it? Can Wendy do these things?
Sorry, 1 second. Wes needs to go to the bathroom. Okay, sorry about that. What was the last thing Anton said?
How is it being... Fuck. How is it being how are you being selfless when we have to now, you telling me all these things and now we have to worry about how Wendy can handle it, how Wendy can do this? It doesn't seem like you're being productive. If anything, it just seems to be all about you again.
Ah, okay.
She's kind of, waiting for an answer, really.
Wendy looks at him. Anton, I never said in that situation I would just lay down and die.
Do you even hear yourself some days? You told me not 2 minutes ago that if they dangled up your sister in front of you, you would bow down to them. and join them, which is effectively meaning your death.
No, no. I said that's a situation where I would have to walk away. And that's
Oh,
the only one I can think of.
oh. So then you would walk away from what? From us? Your sister? See,
All right.
that hesitation right there. And he leans right in your face. That's what I'm talking about. It's never an answer. It's a statement and then silence.
Let's say that did happen. What? I go over there because I know there's a chance that you guys can save her. But then you'd have to get me back, or this place wouldn't be safe anymore.
Answer me, Wendy. What? Because you're trying to divert. You didn't answer, you just immediately tried to justify yourself. In that situation, who would you choose? Us or your sister? And you keep trying to divert from me. Right to my face, too. As if I'll forget that you haven't answered my question. See, you lost your diversion rights when you told me to my face that you don't trust me. You lost the right and the privilege for that type of talk.
She'll look at Anton.
Well, come on. Claps his hands together. You do this big scenario. What goes on? Oh, you go to the spirals for this noble thing while we go to rescue these things. What was it again? Come on. Come on. You're going to leave her in their clutches and walk away to satisfy my needs. And you're going to, or are you going to abandon your pack to succumb to the worm? Which is it, Wendy? Which is it? Which answer is that? You push for the scenario. Come on, answer me.
In that situation, I don't see how I'd have any choice but to try and fight them to get her back.
I'm sorry, but explain fighting them to get her back. Because, right, the scenario you presented, you're going to leave her and walk away, or you're going to abandon her back and so on. But now you're going to fight them. Now you're going to fight them. Now.
I can't just walk away from either, Anton.
Uh-huh. Look at that. That's the first answer you've given, which has actually made me not think that I have to put a bullet in the back of your brain. Look at that. And how long has that taken, Wendy?
Too long.
Mm-hmm. Look at you now. Hell, you might even realize something. Something very dark and very obvious, but something that might actually put things into perspective, but I wonder if you'd be even ready for that. Because to put a point to your wondrous, ridiculous theories, you'd have to fight them and you get your sister back. Or we get her back, as you say, because you're fighting. What then, Wendy? Does it all go back to normal? Do you hug each other and walk away into the sunset?
No. No, then
Then what?
we have to try and figure out if she can even be saved.
Now you... Oh, but you had that... Wait a minute now, Wendy. See, this is where you confuse me. You had this conclusion into the back of your head. And yet you're perfectly willing to wonder if she can be saved. I don't think you believe that. I think you think she can be saved, don't you? Do you think she can be saved? Do you think you can sit down right now and save her should we get her back? Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth.
I don't know, Anton.
Tell me the truth. Do you think she can be saved? Do you
Yes.
know what even being saved means?
I don't know if I can, Anton. That's the truth.
Do you understand what being saved means in the great context of it all? Yes or no? I'm tired of your rambling. Yes or no?
Yes.
Wrong. Wrong. You don't understand. What happens if she's got too much taint, Wendy? What happens?
Then we can't let her keep living like that.
Is that not saving her? Or would you rather her be alive and let her carry on? Is that not saving somebody from themselves? And accepting that your definition of saving might not always be the reality? So I'll ask again, do you understand what being saved means? And do you accept that it's not always what you assume it will be?
Yes, I do.
Liar. You have an liar. I can see it in your face. You want to know how I know you're lying? You didn't say what was going to happen if she had too much worm taint. You would give the wishy-washy answer. We'll do it. We'll just accept. What happens, Wendy? What will you do? Convince me you understand. Convince me you accept it.
You know, Wendy, like, at this point, Wendy stands up and her hands are shaking. If she has too much taint, then I have to kill her. It has to be as painless as possible.
I instead of we. Look at that.
She's my sister, Anton.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you think I'm going to take it from you?
No.
Really? You seem to be trying to justify it. But what happens, Wendy? Now this is a key bit. What happens if you aren't there to make that call? Do you trust us to as your pack to understand your wishes when that happens? Do you trust us with that? Do you trust our loyalty? Do you? Yes or no?
Yes, I trust you. And
Prove it to me, because right now I don't believe you. Prove it to me. Convince me. Because you've displayed nothing that warrants me believing that. I know what you'll do for your sister, Wendy. Oh, I know. But you have told us straight to my face, you don't trust me. You don't trust us. So, Wendy, I want you to say it. If you can't make the call, if you can't do it, if you can't, do you trust us and your loyalty to us that we would do it for you without hesitation because we value you and your loyalty? Say it.
if I'm not there to make the call, if I were to falter, yes, I trust that you would do this for me. I trust that you would do it, Anton. I trust Bill or Jane would. Even Jason would probably do it if he had to.
Does that mean you're giving me permission? Us permission, if it comes down to it? Say it.
If it comes down to it, you have my permission to do what has to be done.
The really important question right now is, does she mean it? Will she hold to it? Does she mean what she's saying?
She does. She very
Absolutely
much
sure?
does. Absolutely.
The link bloom's open.
So when that happens, you can see Wendy is caught off guard. Like, she actually takes a few steps back from Anton. Like, she just doesn't know what the hell just happened.
That's called putting your word where your word. That's called giving loyalty. Break it again, Wendy. And then you'll have proven to me that you are no longer worth my interest of survival.
I won't.
Don't try and bother swearing for me. Show me it when the time comes, if that time does come. Crow may have forgiven you, and I trust Crow's judgment. But you have a long road to go with me. I'm not as merciful as Crow is.
She looks at Anton. She doesn't say anything. She just nods her head.
Because you just lean in. Because I don't tolerate disloyalty from anyone. And I certainly, when it's broken, I'll remember who broke it. And I'll be waiting for them to do it again. So, is that all?
Yes, I'm going to go to the fountain. I haven't been in a while, and
You know, the one thing I've always wondered, Wendy, why didn't have you never apologized to me about what you said and did? Am I not worth an apology? Or did you assume that I would just take you back?
to be honest, Anton, I didn't think you wanted to hear it from me. I didn't think you'd want to hear me say I'm sorry. I thought if I did, you'd tell me, well, that's nice, Wendy, but show me.
But you didn't, did you?
No. No, I don't suppose I did.
There's no supposing. Keep that in mind, Wendy. If I really wanted you dead, or I really hated you, would I even allow you to stand near me? Let you in my house, in my grounds? Hell, realistically, if I felt so strongly, I'm the Shadow Lord, and Crow may be Crow, but my will is something else entirely. If I really hated you that much, think about that. You may have gained loyalty back with Crow, but you have to earn mine. And everybody else's. And maybe where you need to start is realizing that everybody else is trying to save each other, not just themselves.
Thank you.
I don't need your thanks. I don't want it. Say it to me when you've earned it. Right now, you're just something I'm carrying along to keep alive because I value a Gaian soldier. Prove to me otherwise that you're something else, and then you can thank or accept it. Saying it after the fact doesn't mean shit to me, especially now when I've pointed it out. Just makes you look fake.
I appreciate the second chance, either way.
Crow gave it. I'm still waiting to see And you deserve it for me.
But you still gave me the opportunity by letting me stay.
Of course. Why would I let you out? You seem to think a lot, very, very ill of me, Wendy.
No, I don't, Anton.
Mm-hmm. You have a funny way of showing it.
Well, I'm gonna go to the fountain before it gets too much later.
By all means.
She'll get up. Walk on over to the conservatory.
Yeah, no, Anton just sits back down, lighting a cigarette again. I suppose we can end it there.
Yes.